Is the world trying to tell us something about the Japanese yen breaking all-time new highs? The price of crude oil right now is simmering around the $89, $90. Are we going to see even higher prices in oil over the coming weeks or months? Are the increase in oil prices going to be the catalyst that spurs another increase of inflation? The S&P 500 right now looks like it could be making a correction, or is it just taking a little bit of a breather for now, ready for its new all-time highs? The euro versus the US dollar is on a cliff edge right now on a weekly basis. Are we going to see a devaluation of the euro against the US dollar, or is it the US dollar is getting stronger against the euro? Which one is it going to be? Who is going to increase the interest rates? Who is going to decrease the interest rates? Which economy is going to break first is the question. And gold, as per normal, is breaking new highs. But silver, in my opinion, on a weekly basis, this is the most interesting picture. Going back to 2021, we had these two peaks up here. These aren't the all-time new highs, but silver is pushing towards really strongly to try and break these previous peaks, let's call it. So is silver the magical thing that we can base our hypothesis on for future higher prices and increases in inflation once again? I don't know, but we will definitely find out over the coming weeks and months. The fear and greed index is still at extreme greed with a value of 79, so it's increased a little bit since yesterday. The fear and greed index for the markets is on 58, so it's still got greed, but it looks like it's looming towards the neutral side. Are we going to see the market heated once again, going back to extreme greed, or is the market cooling off, ready to go into the extreme fear area? The altcoin season is being pushed back a little bit, where it looks like we're moving into the Bitcoin season once again. And with the up and coming Bitcoin halving now in 7 days, 17 hours, 15 minutes and a few seconds, what can we expect? Is the price of the Bitcoin halving already priced in? Are we buying the rumor and selling the news? Or is it the other way around? Some people say we're buying the rumor, selling the news. Other people say the price of the Bitcoin halving has not been priced in already, but only time will tell. Hello and welcome to this video. My name is David Thorne. You are watching David's videos. It is the 12th of April 2024, currently 3 minutes past 8 in the morning, Central European time. If you are new to my channel and this is the first video you watched, this is my Bitcoin price analysis for the 12th of April 2024. As you can see, my channel makes a broad array of different styles of videos. So in the future, if you do see another type of video from me and it is not based on Bitcoin, just scroll on. I won't be offended. But all of my Bitcoin videos all start with BTC or Bitcoin. So you will understand, well, and they normally have a big picture of Bitcoin in it as well. So if you do see that, then it's going to be related to Bitcoin. Now, if you do want to watch any of the videos that I've made previously about the Bitcoin price analysis, you can come over to this playlist and then you can go back through. They are all ordered chronologically, so you can see what I've said about previous days in the past, and I've annotated all of them to see the change in that day, whether the market went up or down, the open and close price, so you can just get a quick picture of what that market looked like on that one day. Now, before we move on to looking at the price of Bitcoin, I just want to remind you that I am not a financial advisor. I am not a professional trader. I am literally just a guy sat in front of my monitor talking to a microphone about the ups and downs of Bitcoin, the red and green candles, and basically talking about how my portfolio, the money that my wife and I have saved and invested into Bitcoin, and we've quite strongly invested into Bitcoin as well. We invested in Bitcoin back in 2021, possibly the worst time that you could have invested anyway, but we had faith in it. And the price did dip, but we knew that we were invested for a long time, which is why right now we are in profit. And I have been taking some more profits, small profits this morning to take. Basically, I have to pay myself as well. So we need to, always be paying ourselves a little bit. So This is just me. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm literally just making these videos as a log of what my thoughts are every single day, so I can reflect on them in the future to say, okay, that's what I was thinking. This is the reason why I bought into this stuff. This is the reason why I sold stuff, etc., etc. So if you are new to Bitcoin and you are wondering whether you should or shouldn't buy into Bitcoin right now, because maybe you've heard about Bitcoin in the news, if you don't want to watch the whole video and you just want a quick answer to tell you whether you should or shouldn't buy Bitcoin today, the answer is no. Right? If you have any other questions related to this to try and convince yourself to whether you should or shouldn't buy Bitcoin, the answer is no. The price of Bitcoin right now is super overbought, right? And there is a high likelihood that we will see a correction. Now, I might be completely wrong here, and over the coming 8 days or whatever, we might see absolute explosion in Bitcoin, and over the coming 12 months, we might see even bigger explosion in Bitcoin due to the halving. But this has happened a whole bunch of times, actually 4 times so far. So there is a high likelihood that this could happen. So if you are someone that is willing to invest your money for long term, and you are literally not going to worry about the price when it does go down, right? Because the price will go up in the future. So if that is the type of person for you right now, then my advice would be to invest a little bit today, tomorrow, and just keep going with small increments and basically dollar cost averaging in. And then over a long time, you'll get a better average at buying into Bitcoin, because there could be downs and there could be ups. So there will be downs, there will be ups. So this is the quick version of it. But now that we've got all of that out of the way, I just want to tell you that no one pays me to do this. I do this for free. I do this because I want to do it as well. But ultimately, I'm trying to help other people to not make the mistake that we made, as in me and my wife made back in 2021. We wanted to jump into Bitcoin because we didn't want to miss out. Now, once again, we saw it as a long-term investment, so we can put that aside. But if I could pass my advice on to other people, that's what I'm trying to do. And the only payment that I'm asking for you to do is watch the whole video and also give me a like. That's it. And I'm going to wait for you right now to give me a like. So you're not going to miss out on anything. You don't have to pause the video. Just take the time right now to go over to my channel. Either subscribe so you don't miss out on tomorrow's or this afternoon's videos. Tap the bell as well. Like the video. And once you're done, just let us know. And we'll move on. We're all waiting for you. We've all done this already. So have you done it right now? Please, come on. Please, give me a like. Right, with that now all out the way, let's close down all the browsers and get started. So predominantly I normally start on the weekly chart, but let's just zoom in right now to the 15-minute chart and see that there's nothing zooming up right now. We're not going to miss anything whilst we're talking about on a weekly basis, but what we can see is we are at higher prices. So let's now zoom straight back out again and see how we are on a macro level. On a macro level, we can see that we are on like above the previous all-time highs going back to 2021. There's a possibility that we could see even higher all-time new highs. There's a possibility, but there's also another possibility that we go sideways, and there's another possibility that we go downwards. So when I say sideways, I am literally meaning more than likely something like this for the next coming days, weeks, or months. And obviously up means up and down means down. Now, how far down could we go? Well, the likelihood is that we would come down to one of these main points. All right. So if you are looking, where could it go, David? Well, there's a pivot point here. All right. And there's like a pivot point here as well. We've seen price action there before, and there's a pivot point here. So on a weekly basis, where would we expect the price to go? Well, this is the main price where it keeps testing here. And we'd expect it to come down to something like this. Now, this was also quite a strong pivot point there. So you could expect something like this. So this would be a healthy correction. So like 35,000, 46,000, this would deemed healthy. Now, unhealthy and very, very, Bitcoin at a huge discount would be round about the 30 or the 23,000 mark, right? And if it does go down to that, well, it's just because something else in the world has happened that has pushed it down even further. And as the world is going right now, it's probably not that unlikely that something really, really terrible happens, because we've seen it over the past 10, 12, 13 years as well. And trust me, I've seen a few things in my lifetime as well. So this is what you should be open-minded to. Where is it possibly going to go down to? All right. And these are the points, and you can see where I'm making the points here. So if you are thinking about long-term investments and where you are going to get in if it makes a correction, then I would save some money and say, if it goes to here, I'm going to put, let's just make it up, I'm going to put $1,000 in here, and I'm going to put another $1,000 in here. And if it goes down here, I'm going to put $5,000 in here. And if it goes down here, I'm going to put $10,000 in here, you know, because the further it goes down, the cheaper a discount you're going to get, and the bigger that investment is going to be in the future. You know, $1,000 here, there's a likelihood that it could go up, and so on. So, but I'm just making up arbitrary numbers. So this is the way that I'm seeing things on a weekly level. All right. So let's just dump all these drawings again. Let's come down to the daily timeline, time frame, and we can see very much so that I talked about this in yesterday's video and the day before video. We can see very much that we keep tapping. Let's just draw a line straight through it. We keep tapping like this area here, this area here. This happened like twice, 3 times, 4 times. So how can we talk about this? So let's just think about this, right? We hit it once, we hit twice, come down, hit another time, and we're hitting another time. So whoops, this needs a lot of buying pressure to make it go there, but it also needs the same amount of selling pressure to bring it back down again. And this time we saw lots of volume, right? Well, we didn't see huge amounts of volume to get it down, but we saw a huge amount of volumes to get it back up again. The blue candle means it's got more than average volume, right? And then we saw a correction once again, and with not much volume, light green means not much volume, pushed the price back up too. And it retested it, but it couldn't make new highs. Right, it couldn't make new highs up here, and this is what we are looking for here. It couldn't make new highs, and it came up and it sit below here, and there's other stuff that we could talk about there, but we're not going to. And then it came again and it couldn't make new highs once again. So we can see that there is strong buying power, but there's stronger selling power in and around this region here. Okay, in and around this region here, there's stronger selling power. So until Bitcoin can break above through this, right, and close on this on a daily basis, we shouldn't expect to see any higher prices. But at one point, this resistance level has got to break, right? It's got to break, or it will mean that the buyers just run out. Okay, so we can see there's lots of people selling. I sold some Bitcoin this morning as well to take some profits. So when the buyers run out, the price will tank really, really, really fast. All right, and we will then see where the people are actually going to be buying. Where are the buyers? Because this is what the market is all about: is where are the buyers and where are the sellers? And I would expect to see this is where the buyers are. And if they're not there, which would be terrible for the price of Bitcoin for short term, then I would expect they're down there, right? And if they're not there, we've already talked about these ranges. So we would expect the price, if it comes down really fast, really, really fast, like this one here, I'd expect it to bounce quite quickly, or like wick, like this, wick on here, wick on one of these, and then zoom back up again. So this is just to be vigilant about, this is where potential buying points are prior to a big pump. Now, if this happens before halving and we do get this pump back up again, we might see the momentum to push it through. Remember, Bitcoin's all about sentiment and momentum. So we've got the sentiment right now of going up. Well, right now we are either accumulating or distributing. In the future, we will know which one that is. So, but if it comes down, we need the momentum to push it all the way through and to go all the way up. So now we have these boxes on. Let's have another look. Right, on the 4-hour market, this is the type of green candles that we need. This real high volume green candle, but we need it to follow with another green candle to push us through. All right, and there you saw a purple candle, which is selling power. Okay, so that was a lot of people selling. Green is a lot of people buying. Okay, so everyone there, when there's green, it means there's a high amount of volume, which means there's a lot of Bitcoin transacting backwards and forwards. People are buying the Bitcoin and people are selling it. That's the transaction. But ultimately, the amount of buying pressure on a green candle forced the price higher. All right. So when it's green, it means there's lots of buyers pushing because there's lots of demand, and when lots of people want it and not enough people are selling it, the price always increases. Okay, and here we saw when the price got to the top, there were then lots of people going, well, you know what, I'm going to sell it now at a profit. And purple is not as much volume, as in not as many transactions, not as many Bitcoin passed hands as red, but purple is enough. So we saw there lots of people taking profits and wanting to sell. So the sentiment on this one candle was selling, right, which forced the pressure down, the price down. And then we can see these are light. There's nearly no volume there. And we saw the pressure going down. But this blue candle showed us there was lots of buying power here. So the sentiment of the people down here was that this is oversold. It wasn't oversold, but it was Bitcoin at a discount, all right? Which is why the people bought hard here. And you can see these wicks down the bottom. That was where the price went down to, but the buying pressure managed to push the price back up again. So there was a lot amount of buying pressure here that pushed it back up again. But as you can see, we don't have any purple or blue or green or red candles here. I mean, solid red, like that's a red, blue, purple candle. We don't have any here. So we don't have any large volume. So if we do expect the price of Bitcoin to push through this, we need a green candle. We need a real strong green candle followed by another green candle. And really, the green candle needs to be like this size and push straight through and close here, and then green candle once again. All right. And if it gets a purple candle coming back down, fine. But it needs to stop above this one zone and then go back up again if there's a chance of breaking new highs. So this is what you're looking out for. You're looking out for the color of the candle to change with high amount of volume to push through. Now, there is a possibility that it could push through with a light green candle as well, but that would mean that there's no sellers here, and that's why the price went through. So in order for it to go through, it either needs no sellers and then the sellers be up here, but if the sellers are up there, then the likelihood is it will just crash that down well. So we need to see high volume, lots of volatility for it to push straight through in one go. Right, there we go. So that's what we're looking for when we go down to the hour candles. So now here, we don't really see any red or green candles. We haven't seen any green candles for here. We saw, this is what we're looking for, this here. These types of candles, that's exactly what we're looking for up here once again, a push through. But there we saw it diminish, right? It got to the top. Let's bring this over. It got to the top and there was an equal amount of buying and selling, but ultimately the price was managed to push up. And here you can see that there was lots of buying, but the sellers managed to push it down and the buyers pushed it back up again, but there was a high volume of it, and blue was a high volume, not as high as green, and then there was a high volume of selling as well. And then we can see that the constant just selling just went all the way down until we saw some red, and we saw this one support zone. So this is a very good support zone. So what I'm trying to say is that if you want for the price of Bitcoin to go up, it really needs that type of volume once again that was there, that type of movement. That's what it needs to get through. And if it comes back down to here, fine, right? Which if you look at the kind of the reversal that it had there, that's fine, would kind of come to there. So, but then this needs to be a strong support. So it needs to be lots of buying pressure, which was like this, for example, about this much buying pressure. Right, I'm just symbolizing that. So about that much buying pressure for it to get through. So the price of Bitcoin sitting in this zone is fine after it's made an all-time new high, could indicate that it's going to make higher highs. But first, it's got to get through it and stay above it and then retest it again. It can come through, but then it's got the power to go back up again. So this is what goes through my head when we talk about this. So let's dive even deeper. And we are seeing this. This is kind of nice movement up, right? It isn't this vertical movement, like what we just saw a minute ago, like this. But this is nice movement up. And it could be, for it to be even nicer, it could be at like this level. But as long as we see a reversal here a little bit, then a move up again, this could, let's say, have two of these, right? Let's copy that. Have two of these, and let's say it reverses there. This could have the potential to then come down a little bit and then boom through. That I'd say could have the potential if it keeps going like this for new highs. Now, if it whittles out and it loses power, then we would expect to see the price just dump back down to probably down here or down here once again, because it's been up and it would have tested it the second time now, and that would have been, yeah, so it would have tested this line the second time now. We would expect it to come down, and I don't like making these types of patterns, but you could argue, where is it? You could argue that if it went down like this, that this could come down to here, right? But predominantly this second leg should be below this first leg. So I don't think this really equates to anything like that. But right now I would assume that it's not really got the power, the volume to push through. It needs, like I said, it needs something like this to really get through. This could happen today on a Friday, but it also could happen on the Sunday too. So, and we're moving closer and closer. But I really would love to hear that it's going to make these incredible new highs. I would love to hear it, and I'm all for it, because it would mean it would nearly double my money and so on. So I've got nothing against that. But I just can't see it happening before the halving, and I can't see it happening around the halving. If anything, I can see, because there's people said that June or April, May and June, they're not really like the big months. You know, it's more moving towards September and so on, where the bigger months are. But I'm just very skeptical that it's going to happen at the beginning of the halving. I'm more thinking it's going to happen over the year rather than right now. So do I think it's going to make incredible new highs? Absolutely. But do I think it's going to happen right now? No. I think there's going to be a correction before we see the super highs. So let's keep going down into the 15-minute market time frame. You can see here that we're once again, we tested this zone, we tested it again and again, and we tested it again right now. So we could argue right now is that there is enough buying power to hit this zone all the time, and there's more than enough buying power to take out any of the sellers, right, from the price dropping down. But that could be, I said, a double-edged sword. And I'll be interested to know what your comments are on this, because this is my philosophy here on this, is that as long as the buying pressure stays, this is the main hypothesis, is as long as the buying pressure stays, we need to see the sellers move away. And those sellers need to move up here for us to see huge prices. But in order for the price of Bitcoin to move to extreme highs, we need to see the buying power get stronger, right? So as it moves, we need to see more and more people want to jump in to buy it. And this is where the buy the rumor, sell the news could come into it. So there's always like three stages of buying the rumor, sell the news. There's the people in the beginning that buy it to pump it. Then there's the people who jump in when the market starts moving, and that's what it could be. That's what these people are waiting for. Maybe they're waiting for that spring to come up and ready to then dump it back down again. So this is what my idea is with this, that it could just possibly be a big trap, all right, as well. And but if it does happen like that, and it does go up to make new highs, I'm going to take more profits up here, and then if it dumps back down again, I might consider like buying it back in again, because it was a trap. So the whole point of a trap is to sell high and then buy low again, ready for it to go up high. So that would be the only reason why I would sell Bitcoin, is to then buy it back in at a low again, ready for it to pump up. So but right now, I don't see it pushing through. I see it coming back down to maybe this range once again today, That was yesterday in the early afternoon. So I would see it coming back down to test maybe this region here, or test at least this bit here prior to the American stock market open. Obviously, we're creeping towards the London Stock Exchange opening now. So is this just a quick breather before London starts kicking in, or is it going to be London be the one that's going to sell it off and bring it back down again? Only time is going to tell, and the likelihood is, I'm going to move it over ready whilst I'm editing the video. The likelihood is that I've put a picture up on the side right now to see here what it looked like whilst I was editing the video. But if nothing happened, then there's no picture on the screen right now. But if there is, then we should expect the picture to show us what actually happened. With that said, if we go down to the 5-minute time frame, we can really see that the 5, the 8, and the 15 are I'm saying right now, to push beneath the 50. If that does happen, if that is successful, then we would expect them to try and get below the 200 and the 300 as well. If the price of Bitcoin continues down and the 5, the 15, and the 5, the 8, and the 15 all like kind of move away from each other like this, then I would expect the price to come and linger at least around here, and then probably retest this area and then come down and test this area right now there. And if it doesn't have any strength, then it will definitely come and test this region too. Now, if it does have some strength here, then we could see it come up and retest this previous high from today, like there. And if it does have strength, then it will push through. Otherwise, you'd expect it to come down really hard, really fast. But like I said, only time can tell. You've just got to be ready for it. And my plan, like I said, is to sell some Bitcoin at a profit. Not huge amounts, obviously, but just enough to pay me for a couple of days. So just to sell some up here, and then yeah, if it does come back down again, then it comes back down again. But like I said, I'm here for long-term investments, so I'm not really that bothered about where the price of Bitcoin goes today. I just want to make sure that I get some out in profits and so on. So with that said, thank you very much for watching. I asked in the previous video at the end, I said, if you want me to make some Solana price analysis videos, then put in the comment section down below, David, please make Solana price analysis videos. And if I get over 50 people commenting that, then I will contemplate making them as well. With that said, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, do all of the social media things that we can do with it. And yeah, I will maybe see you in a video this afternoon. We'll just have to see whether it breaks this region. We'll have to see what happens, because otherwise I just don't expect anything really to happen right now. I mean, we've had that push this morning, but it could go in every direction right now, and so on. So thank you very much, and I'll see you in either this afternoon or tomorrow's video. Ciao, ciao, and goodbye.